Yeah, on my last video, I talked about borderline and the black and white areas and the gray area and needing a little bit of seclusion, um, needing some structure in my life. And I also talked about being guilty or feeling guilty for no apparent reason. Now, a lot of my life, turn this off. A lot of my life, I've always needed to be the center of attention, and I think that has a lot to do with why I needed to, um, why it was okay for me to be spontaneous, but yet um, life around me, for it to be spontaneous, was really hard. Um, it's like the life around me needs to have structure, but I have um, this need to be spontaneous and to not have structure. So I wonder if, and I'm sure it would help me a lot if I was to structure my own self rather than to let things outside of me control who I am. I need to learn to learn to control myself and to give myself structure and to, I guess, stand up for what I need to do to give myself structure. And by standing up for myself would probably relieve the guilt, the no apparent guilt that I have. And as long as maybe I can ask people for their opinions for whether or not, do I need to feel guilty for this situation, or do I not need to feel guilty? But another thing I've learned about even having structure is doing these videos. um, I start these videos with an idea, and I don't write anything down. And I need to start writing things down and coming up with a structure, even on paper, so that I feel more relaxed about talking about it, and I feel confident about what I'm talking about, and I think I would come across better um, to people who watch these videos. And if I can come across better to the people, maybe I would get more replies from them. I'm probably confusing a lot of people by confusing myself by not having structure on a piece of paper and talking about it, or because of having the ADD. Even with the medication, I still get excited about a particular subject, and I just start going into it and not really thinking about it, and that's where I have a problem with assuming because of that. I'll start watching a video, I'll just quickly assume something, and then I just want to talk about that right now without even thinking about it, without writing anything down. So all these things that's happened to me is like a chain reaction, and I go back and I watch my videos, I can see, okay, these are the problems that I'm having in life. When I'm having a reply to someone's video, or I'm commenting on something, usually what it is, it's what they call mirror imaging, and I might have mentioned this in my videos before, is it's something that's pertaining to your life at that particular time. And when you're trying to reply to somebody, it's usually the answer that you need, to be telling yourself what you need to do in your life at that time. That's me anyway. Everybody's totally different, but I've found out usually the best answer for me in a particular subject is the reply I'm trying to give to somebody else. It's strange how that works, and I find it very interesting that it works that way. It's like this full circle, like this full cycle happening in your life in order to help yourself out with your particular problems in your life. That's where I have a hard time with people who don't believe in God, because it's a design that's happened that is it's like a perfect design to figure out things for ourselves, but with the help of a higher power. But anyway, I'm going to start trying to put a little bit of this structure on paper, and by the time I get done with putting it on paper, I want to start working on still having that interest to put it on video, because a lot of times I'll put it on paper. I mean, I have journals up the yin yang about these things that I think about, but I write them down, and it's like it relieves that particular interest at that time, and it's like I care not to talk about it anymore right then. But what I need to learn is to put it on paper and still have that interest to put it in video form. And I'm going to try and experiment with that a little bit. I'm going to see if that helps with my understanding of things, and maybe even getting a little more replies from people. But I'm gonna make it an experiment, because I'm that type of person that I love experimenting with things, even with things with my nephews and my kids. We used to do that when we were little. That's the type of person that I am, is experimenting, and I need to follow through on a full experiment, and to make sure that I'm able to find a true answer for that, even if it takes the help from other people with replies, and people who have these same type problems. And but I have enough faith that I'll get better with this, so just bear with me and help me out with your replies and your comments. Thank you.